Hey everyone. So many times I've seen people get really frustrated or feeling they're not making any progress. And I've been there myself and I know how stifling it can feel. All right. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons your art may not be progressing and some simple tips that help me push through it and hopefully will help you too. So of course I have to give a big thanks to everyone who supported my book. I really appreciate all the support that you guys give, and it really inspires me to just continue doing what I do here. Now, before we get started, know that not everything will apply to you directly, okay? So it's for you to take what you think is relevant and apply it in your own way. And second, before you watch any further, you have to be prepared to be honest with yourself. If not, honestly, you might as well just watch something else, and I wish you the best of luck. Now, what do I mean by this? Sometimes we stop our own progress by paying too much attention to other people's art. We're studying everybody else's stuff but ours. We're watching people's work on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, all these places. Of course, you should expose yourself to other people's work, all right, to learn, to find inspiration, and just to enjoy the art of others. That's cool. It's actually important to do that, but don't overdo it. Don't spend too much time doing it. You can overwhelm yourself and even become intimidated, and before you know it, you're crippled with fear, and you're even starting to thinking too much. You don't have what it takes to do this, or you'll never be that good. It's one of the reasons why many musicians say they try not to listen too much of what's out there right now, what's on the radio, because it can interfere with their creative process and slow their progress, even make it hard to hear or find their own voice. So the point is, take time for you. Learn to spend time alone with your art, your craft, your ideas, your practice. You need adequate alone time. Sometimes comparing ourselves to others can cause us to feel like crap, all right? Let's be honest. Now, instead of doing that, let others be a springboard or a point of reference to inspire us and to help us figure out what we really need to work on. Because like I mentioned before, if not, you will quickly find yourself thinking, oh my God, this person is too good. I can never be like them. It will take me forever, blah, blah, blah. Now, listen, before you even start comparing yourself to others, especially these really advanced people, all right? Just remember, one, some people are just geniuses, period. They just have an amazing gift, all right? And others have luxuries, conveniences at their disposal that you don't. You have others have more money, they have access to high quality materials, they have knowledgeable people around them to coach them, and so on. Some actually have different starting points. You may have just gotten started. They may be practicing for a long time, and many others have just worked incredibly hard, and you just haven't seen all the work they put in. So you would be unfairly measuring yourself up, okay, against people like that. So use them for inspiration, and that's it. Being honest with yourself is so important. Many times we stunt our own progress because we refuse to admit we're not as good as we think with certain things. Because, naturally we tend to overlook certain weaknesses or challenges we have, or just hope that they'll disappear, or we won't need to address or confront them. If you feel anatomy is slowing your progress with portrait drawing, then try to learn at least some basic and essential anatomy. All right. Don't try, to avoid drawing portraits or give up on drawing altogether or hide it in some way. Just face your weaknesses and devise a plan to deal with it or work on it. And that's it. Be honest about where you are, where you want to go and what it will take for you to get there. Sometimes you just need to go back a little and go over some basic stuff, especially stuff you feel like you didn't quite master, especially that would be important for you to be able to move forward in the right way. So don't ignore or cover up the holes, fill them. Now, sometimes we hinder our progress because we give up before the progress comes. Okay? It's like, when a graph levels out for a while before it starts to incline again, it's like giving up before that incline comes. So like, think about it. When you have a cold, you usually have to let it run its course before you start feeling better again. It sucks, but that's how it is. Each person has a unique learning curve. So for you, it may take 5 tries to learn something. For someone else, it may take 10. For me, it may take 50. But hey, that's how it is. It's usually why the most successful people are the ones who stick it out to the end. We have to discipline ourselves to wait and resist the urge to give up or take shortcuts. Everybody wants to make progress overnight, but in truth, you have to accept that it may take days or weeks or even months. Hey, Alphonso, I tried drawing that and I couldn't get it. Okay, draw it again, and draw it for as many times as it takes for you to get it right. It's a matter of how much patience, dedication, and work are you willing to give. Sometimes we actually hinder our progress because we force these unfair expectations on ourselves, usually unknowingly. But, it causes us to fight these uphill battles. I see beginners do this all the time. With unfair expectations, we expect too much progress too soon and then eventually get frustrated or even give up. Instead of doing that, we may just need to adjust things a bit to smaller or simpler, more feasible goals. So if you feel like, for example, you're not making much progress with your portrait drawing, maybe you just need to step back a bit and perhaps just focus on reviewing some basics or simplifying it in some way and then approaching it differently. Perhaps go back to practicing proportions or shading or value scales or drawing lines, whatever basic things we think we need to revisit. Sometimes that's all we need. I see students jump into drawing buildings when drawing a simple box is a struggle. It could be that you're not progressing also because you've already ran the course of this stage and you need to push yourself to the next level. You may just need to expect a bit more of yourself, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself to, do something a bit harder. So always try to set appropriate and fair expectations, reasonable expectations for yourself. So you'll notice with all these, they involve self-reflection in some way. And that's the big idea here, that when in a place we feel we're not moving forward, it's important to take a step back and assess things and honestly ask, what is it I really want? Where am I trying to go? What does it really require? And what am I really doing to get there? All these points are interconnected. Managing expectations, comparing ourselves to others, being honest with ourselves, and setting reasonable expectations. All of these form a full circle. And it's important that we be honest with ourselves to be able to have that conversation. Okay, everyone, so I really hope you found something you liked in this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, remember to subscribe now so you won't miss any new uploads. And as usual, thanks so much for watching. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.